Hey, Pete here for Studio Live today. Now in this GarageBand for iOS quick tip, I'm going to be showing you 3 ways that we can record an analog device such as this piano into our iPad or iPhone using GarageBand. Let's go. Okay, so the 3 methods we're going to use. The first is we're going to use the onboard microphone on the iPad. We're then going to use an analog input device, which is this Tascam IXZ, to input via a TRS or a 1/4-inch jack. And then finally we're going to use a digital interface, which is an analog to digital converter, which is this Steinberg U12, which I've used in other videos as well. Now you may notice that we have a double adapter here, which is to output our audio. That's just so that you can hear what I'm monitoring, but literally all I've done here is plugged a pair of headphones into the 3.5mm jack here on the iPad, and I'm going to be using the internal microphone. Make sure you're using a pair of headphones that don't have a microphone built in, or it will use that microphone instead of the iPad's. So let's start this recording and do a test record with just the internal microphone. Okay, so we've got our track ready here, we're monitoring. You can hear already that there's quite a bit of background noise here because it's picking up a lot of the room sound. I am in a less than ideal space here with a lot of reflective surfaces, but let's do a test record and see what this sounds like. Okay, so apart from that wrong chord that we hit at the end there, so you can see there our waveform looks pretty good, no problems there, and let's play back and hear what this sounds like. Yeah, so not fantastic. You can hear some background noise, you can hear the pedal noise when I'm pushing the pedal on the piano, you can hear the key noise, and you can hear a few birds, I think, as well, twittering in the background there. So not the best solution, but look, if you're looking for something that's zero cost, that anyone can do, all you need is a pair of headphones and the output from your device, then you can go ahead with that. Let's jump in and look at our second solution, which is using an analog input device via the 3.5mm jack. Okay, so let's set up now with our Tascam IXZ interface. So this will support anything with a TRS jack. So we just plug this guitar cable in this end. The other end is going to go into the headphone socket of the piano. So we're not going to be able to hear the piano sound now, but it is going to go through this device. What we now need to do is come on over to the iPad, unplug our headphones, and plug this device in, like so. So that's now going to be inputting via the Tascam. We'll put that down there. And what we then need to do is we've got the headphone socket at the back of this. So this will allow us to monitor through this interface. So I'm going to plug my headphone. Once again, just pretend this is just a single headphone. I just need to monitor the audio for the recording. So that is our setup there. Now let's trigger our recording and on this second track here, and we'll see what the quality difference is like using this interface. Okay, we're set up, and the first thing I've noticed here is that the input level here is quite a bit lower. You can hear already though that it's a lot cleaner. That's too much. That seems about right. Actually, that's still a bit too much. I think that level. Tiny bit more. That should give us a good signal without distorting. So let's go ahead and do a test recording using this setup. Okay, I think we hit most of the right notes that time, and if we come out here, you can see there's our waveform. Looks very similar, but when we play back, we'll just mute the first one and we'll play back and see what this sounds like in the quality of the recording. So there you go, you can hear that simply by using a device like this, and this is a $50 analog interface, that we don't have crystal clear sound, but the sound quality between the first recording and this second recording is definitely improved greatly. So let's jump into our third and final option, which is using a digital interface, and see if that improves our quality even more. Okay, here's the third option that we have for recording an analog source into our iOS device using GarageBand. So once again, we've got our TRS cable, and this time we're going to use the Steinberg U12 interface, which has this high Z input here, which is channel 2 on this interface. This is plugged in using a lightning to USB adapter and powered by an external battery. I've got videos about how to connect all that up, which you can check out below. And we've got it set over here to channel 2, which will allow us to have our input, and that's what we're sounding like now. So let's go ahead and do a test recording now. And there is our waveform again, and let's have a listen to what that sounds like being played back without the metronome. So you can hear there that we're getting still an analog sound, obviously, because it's still coming out of the keyboard, the actual sound of the keyboard, but it's recording it with a high quality analog to digital converter that is then sending it into the device here. So if we go back through these again, let's just play these one at a time. Here's the internal iPad microphone, and this is what that sounded like. Tweeting birds and all of that background noise. Let's have a listen to the Tascam IXZ. Quite nice sounding, a little bit harsh. Part of that was because our input level was slightly higher when we recorded that. And let's have a listen to the Steinberg UR12. So a different sort of sound, a little bit more bassy, so you don't get that harshness coming through that you had on the other recordings. But it does show you the difference that you can use nothing. You can use a $50 piece of equipment like the IXZ, or you can use a $100 digital interface, and you are going to get different qualities of sound. But that does show you that there are multiple ways that if you've got an analog sound source that you want to record using GarageBand on your iOS device, then you've got ways to actually do that. I hope you found this useful, and I hope you can use this technique in one of your upcoming projects.